welcome back to the show, where we peel back the layers of history, art, and the juicy family dramas that often lie beneath the surface of seemingly grand achievements. Today, we're diving into a story that has it all. A legendary American artist, a colossal, hidden mural, a tale of family secrets, tragedy, and ultimately, a magnificent resurrection. We're talking about the Wyeth family, a dynasty of American art, and a particular masterpiece that has been shrouded in mystery for nearly a century. Imagine this, the throes of the Great Depression, a nation gripped by fear and uncertainty, and in the heart of Wilmington, Delaware, a bank commissions a truly epic work of art. A mural so vast, so ambitious, it would become one of the largest ever created for a public space in the United States. This is the story of N.C. Wyeth's Apotheosis of the Family, a work that vanished for years, only to re-emerge in a stunning new home, bringing with it a torrent of untold stories about the family who created it. The titan of illustration, N.C. Wyeth first. Let's set the stage. The artist at the center of this tale is Newell Converse Wyeth, better known by his initials, N.C. Wyeth. Born in 1882 in Needham, Massachusetts, N.C. was a prodigious talent from a young age. While his father wanted him to pursue farming, young Newell was undeniably drawn to art. His passion led him to become a star protege of the preeminent American illustrator, Howard Pyle, a man whose influence on American illustration cannot be overstated. Pyle, often considered the father of American illustration, taught at the Drexel Institute of Art, Science, and Industry, and later opened his own school in Wilmington, Delaware, attracting a cadre of talented students, including Wyeth. By 1911, N.C. Wyeth had already cemented his place as a towering figure in American art. His vivid, dynamic illustrations weren't just decorative, they were integral to the stories they accompanied. He became famous for bringing classic adventure tales to life, with his artwork gracing the pages of beloved editions like Treasure Island, Kidnapped, Robin Hood, and King Arthur. Scribner's, a leading publishing house, practically relied on his iconic imagery to sell their classic series. In total, N.C. Wyeth is credited with illustrating an astonishing 112 books, many of which remain in print today, a testament to the enduring power of his vision. When the Boston Sunday papers dubbed him America's greatest painter of costume romance, they weren't exaggerating. Yet despite this immense success and widespread adoration, N.C. Wyeth was, in his own words, deeply conflicted. He disdained illustration, considering it a lesser art compared to the fine art of painting. This internal struggle, this constant striving for something more profound, fueled his later larger scale works, including the very mural we're discussing today. He poured his boundless energy and ambition into these monumental projects, seeking to elevate his craft beyond mere commercial assignments. His influence extended far beyond the pages of classic literature. Almost a century later, his distinctive style and narrative power continue to inspire the creators of modern mythologies. Think about the epic scope and detailed world building in franchises like Star Wars and Game of Thrones. Artists and filmmakers involved in these sprawling sagas often cite N.C. Wyeth as a foundational influence, particularly his ability to imbue scenes with drama, emotion, and a palpable sense of adventure. In fact, his work will be prominently featured in filmmaker George Lucas's new Museum of Narrative Art, slated to open next year in Los Angeles, further cementing his legacy as a master storyteller. And for fans of fantasy, horror, and adventure fiction, publishers like DMR Books have hailed him as the king for his undeniable impact on adventure illustration. The Apotheosis of the Family, a grand vision for a desperate time. It was in 1932, amidst the crushing reality of the Great Depression, that the Wilmington Savings Fund Society in Delaware commissioned N.C. Wyeth. The bank's president, Frederick Stone, sought a work that would not only celebrate the institution's centennial, but also offer a powerful message of hope and resilience to anxious customers. The theme, the story of thrift as it applies to humanity. Wyeth, ever the visionary, translated this into an epic tribute to the bounteous land and the strength of the laboring American family. The result was Apotheosis of the Family, a colossal 5-panel mural measuring an astounding 60 feet long and 19 feet high. It was N.C. Wyeth's largest work, and indeed one of the grandest public art commissions of its time in the United States. For 3/4 of a century, this monumental painting hung proudly behind the tellers in the downtown bank, an inspiring backdrop to daily financial transactions, evoking visions of industry, perseverance, and the timeless values of family and hard work. The mural itself is a fascinating blend of realism and myth. In the dead center, a bare-chested N.C. Wyeth himself, a robust man in life, is depicted as a kind of larger-than-life Superman, symbolizing strength and rootedness. Beside him is his wife, Carol, and surrounding them are vignettes of essential, life-sustaining labor, harvesting crops, fishing in abundant waters, weaving textiles, and timbering forests, all unfolding as the seasons gracefully change. Mythological figures also intermingle with the real. The ancient Greek god Pan plays his pipes, smoke curls from a campfire, and ships with billowing sails race towards a distant, promising shore. The foreground is alive with strange, almost fantastical flowers hinting at a connection to nature's mystical side. It's a powerful tableau celebrating the pinnacle of family, resilience, and humanity's harmonious relationship with the land. Family portraits and hidden meanings. But what makes this mural even more intimately compelling is the inclusion of Wyeth's own family members as models. This wasn't just a generic depiction of a family, it was a deeply personal one. Most prominent among them is his flaxen-haired son, Andrew Wyeth, then a 15-year-old, portrayed drawing a bow and arrow. And in a detail that has long fascinated art historians and the public alike, Andrew is depicted nude, save for a modest blurry G-string. A detail that surely caused some blushes, especially as Andrew grew to become an even more renowned artist than his father. Next to him stands his sister, Carolyn, depicted as a toddler, although in reality she was 8 years older than the age she appears. This playful, artistic license speaks to N.C. Wyeth's approach to his work. His grandson, James Browning Wyeth, known simply as Jamie, also a celebrated painter, remembers his father Andrew saying, "Daddy said they didn't pose that long." It implies a spontaneous, almost improvised approach to integrating his family into this grand narrative, infusing it with personal resonance. According to Joyce Hill Stoner, director of the University of Delaware's doctoral program in preservation studies and a key figure in the mural's conservation, Apotheosis of the Family enshrines two of NC's core beliefs: love of family and the importance of land. These values were particularly precious during the harrowing economic turmoil of the Great Depression. The mural was not just a painting, it was a statement of hope, a reaffirmation of fundamental human values in a time of widespread despair, disappearance, and a miraculous reemergence. For decades, the mural remained a fixture in the Wilmington Bank, a constant source of inspiration for generations of customers. But then, as so often happens with public art, the building changed hands. In 2008, the bank was sold for conversion into apartments, and the future of the mural became uncertain. The sturdy installation by two brothers named Volheim, who had originally hung the 5 panels, ironically made its removal incredibly problematic. The painting was pried off the wall, and in a move that horrifies art conservators, it was damagingly rolled up. Not only that, it was rolled too tightly on 12-inch rollers and critically paint side in, when experts agree it should always be rolled paint side out to prevent damage. This haphazard removal led to chunks of plaster laced with noxious lead white used as the original adhesive being ripped away. The mural was essentially in distress, its very existence threatened. It went to the Delaware Historical Society, which despite its best intentions, couldn't find a suitable place for such a massive artwork. "We offered it to museums, but it was too big," Jamie Wyeth recalled. The mural, this magnificent piece of American art history, seemed destined for permanent storage, or worse, slow deterioration in obscurity. But then came its savior, the Wyeth family themselves. The mural was eventually bequeathed to the Wyeth Foundation for American Art, founded by NC's children in 2002. And it was NC's grandson, Jamie Wyeth, now 79, who championed its conservation and reinstallation. Jamie, a trustee of the foundation, committed a staggering $1 million for its resurrection. His vision for its new home was as unique as the mural itself, a gleaming new round barn on his sprawling 250-acre Brandywine farm outside Wilmington, near the legendary Wyeth Studios in Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania. The idea to display the flat mural in a round barn was ingeniously conceived by Jamie's assistant, Carolyn O'Neill Ryan, who had decades of experience managing properties for celebrities like Norman Lear and had been working for Jamie for years. This new home is not just a building, it's a testament to Jamie's dedication and a poignant tribute to his late wife, Phyllis Mills Wyeth. Phyllis, a remarkable woman, was a philanthropist and socialite racehorse breeder who Allianz Union Rags famously won the 2012 Belmont Stakes. She had a fascinating life, working as an office assistant for Senator and then President John F. Kennedy before a crippling car crash. She later inherited the Brandywine property from her DuPont relatives. After her death at 78 in 2019, Jamie opened the farm's pastures as a lifetime sanctuary for former racehorses, a beautiful homage to her passion. And now, this magnificent, nearly century-old artwork finds its refuge there as well. "I just wanted to save the mural," Jamie said, tousle-haired and physically resembling his grandfather, surrounded by his own expressive paintings, including striking portraits of Phyllis and even Michael Jackson. "My wife and I wanted it on the farm." His affection for his grandfather's work is clear. "I adore my grandfather's work," he stated. "He had more influence on me than my father." This is a significant statement, considering his father, Andrew Wyeth, was a monumental figure in his own right, known for his starkly realistic landscapes and portraits, like the haunting Christina's World. Jamie, in contrast, shares his grandfather, NC's predilection for vibrant color, a stylistic thread connecting the generations. He humorously recounts how, as a child, NC's illustrations of knights in armor and Robin Hood had a lot more impact than my father's paintings of dead. Crows in winter fields. Yet, he acknowledges, their combined influence was and is very strong. Amazing removal and its near oblivion, the mural's journey mirrors the challenges and triumphs of the Wyeth family itself. Jamie Wyeth's dedication, reminiscent of his grandfather's own artistic drive, ensured that this monumental work would not be lost to time, finding a new, perfectly fitting home that celebrates both art and family. It's a full circle moment, bringing a piece of the patriarch's vision back into the heart of the family's world. The mural's re-emergence is a reminder that art, particularly public art, holds a mirror to its time. It reflects the hopes, fears, and values of the society that creates it. And in the case of Apotheosis of the family, it also reveals the profound, sometimes tumultuous, human story of the artists who bring these visions to life. It's a giant piece of American history back in the light, ready to inspire and tell its many tales for generations to come. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey through art, history, and family secrets. Until next time, keep your eyes open for the hidden treasures that are all around us. Goodbye for now. The mural is expected to welcome visitors by jitney from the nearby Brandywine Museum of Art by late fall, offering a unique and immersive art experience. The Wyeth family, art secrets and tragedy. The story of the apotheosis of the family is inextricably linked to the complex and often tragic history of the Wyeth family. A family that, despite its public artistic triumphs, was also touched by deep secrets and profound losses. See, Wyeth himself was born in 1882, a descendant of early English colonists and Swiss maternal grandparents. While his early career flourished, his life was cut tragically short in 1945, just days before his 63rd birthday. He was killed along with his nearly 4-year-old grandson, Newell, when his station wagon stalled or stopped on railroad tracks near Chadds Ford and was struck by a train. The circumstances of the accident remained unexplained for many years, shrouded in mystery. It later emerged through multiple biographers that N.C. Wyeth had been romantically involved with his daughter-in-law, Carolyn, who was married to his son, Nat. Caroline, a niece of N.C.'s mentor, Howard Pyle, once told his son, "I've done some terrible things in my life." Jamie Wyeth confirmed the romantic involvement, but, along with other family members, firmly ruled out whispers of a possible murder-suicide, which had circulated for years. Remarkably, N.C.'s son Nat, an inventor at DuPont, forgave both his wife and his father for their affair. Nat and Caroline went on to have 5 more children before Caroline herself was killed in a car crash at the age of 59 in 1973. The recurrence of names like Caroline, Carol, and Carolyn across the family tree adds another layer of intriguing, almost faded complexity to their narrative. But this was not the only secret held within the Wyeth dynasty. N.C.'s brother, also named Nat, after years of marriage and fatherhood, came out as gay before tragically dying in a car crash in 1954. And then there's the story of N.C.'s son, Andrew Wyeth, the most famous of the artistic clan, known for his stark realism. In the 1970s and 80s, Andrew quietly created hundreds of intimate portraits of his married neighbor, Helga Testorf, a series of works that would eventually sell for millions of dollars but were seen as a terrible betrayal by his wife and business manager. Betsy. Andrew always denied any sexual relationship, famously stating, "That's what he says," Betsy dryly remarked in 1997. The Helga pictures remained a closely guarded secret for years, revealed only in 1986, causing a sensation in the art world and within the family. These personal narratives, sometimes tragic, sometimes scandalous, revealed a very human side of a family whose public face was one of artistic brilliance and rural idyll. They underline the fact that even the most celebrated families have their own hidden complexities, their joys and their sorrows. Conclusion: a testament to legacy and resilience. The journey of N.C. Wyeth's Apotheosis of the Family is more than just a rediscovery of a lost masterpiece. It is a powerful narrative about the enduring power of art, the resilience of a family legacy, and the way history, personal and public, intertwines in unexpected ways. When N.C. proudly showed off his mural to Andrew's future wife, Betsy James, he couldn't have imagined the twists and turns the painting's life would take. From its creation as a symbol of hope during the Great Depression to its long service in a bank, it's deep.